The Lafayette defense has not been able to get off the field on third down very much tonight, and that's something that moving forward is going to have to be fixed.
5.5 minutes to go, 1st and 10 on the 42. And only, they're still playing their 3-4 as Neal gets the carry. He's up the middle. He's got room. A great tackle by the defensive lineman of Lafayette, and that tackle was made by Kyrian Kynes. First and 10, no, excuse me, now it's going to be 2nd down for the MUS Owls, and a joint effort on the tackle there for the Commodores. Darren Tolles was in there, so that's going to bring up a short 3rd down.
That was a great cutback. Looks like that was a great cutback there. It looks like somebody got juked out of their shoe down there. It looks like I think he got Vincent Lewis is the one who had to put his shoe back on.
3rd and 1 on the 33, and they might do a direct snap to Neal as I think they're lined up in the eye. Got some fullbacks to block.
See Lafayette stacking the box.
I think he got it, just barely.
Well, you don't need that much. You just got to get the tip of the football.
Yep. So MUS approaching field goal range. They missed one tonight, and then the one on the last drive, the snap was over the holder's head, and they turned the ball over on downs. 4-minute mark, crunch time here in Memphis as Neal gets the carry, and he's still on his feet, taken down by 2 Commodores at around the 23-yard line, and Neal he's a strong kid.
He's a beast. It took 3 guys to bring him down. The Commodores are one of the better tackling teams we've seen this season. He's a hoss for sure. This is where the Commodores are wishing they hadn't wasted 2 timeouts.
Yeah, I was about to say it, Lawrence.
We're down to about 3.5 to play. It looks like MUS is just going to try and milk this last possession.
They got some clock management they can execute perfectly as Neal runs outside. Good blocking there, but there's a flag on the play. There might be a hold against Foley, but we'll see what the referees say.
Which is good news and bad news for the Commodores because it allows they're still going to be in field goal range, so they can run another play and run some more clock.
Yep, holding on the offense, so let's make that 10 yards back. So should be, what, 2nd and 12?
That sounds right. 13, 12, that's 12.
Good call, Lawrence. Follow at Browning Stubbs, at LDoc93 on Twitter for Lafayette high school football coverage and anything else sports-wise. We got it all for you. So here we go, 2nd and 12 on the 33. Evans throws it low, and it's incomplete. So great pressure by Kynes up the middle to force the incompletion. Lawrence, it's the most intense moment for the Commodores this season. How can they handle the pressure? We will find out from this team. And they haven't faced adversity yet, but it's their first test tonight.
This is their first real road trip of the season. They had a road game, but it wasn't a road trip. You can come an hour and 15 minutes up to Memphis to play this game, and you're giving them all they want.
There's a shovel pass, and Neal's getting the 1st down. He's going up the middle, and he's gonna get the touchdown. 3 defensive linemen forced up the middle to get Evans, but nice shovel pass, and he scored the touchdown. Great execution by MUS, and they might go for 2, but let's see what they do.
They're going to call timeout and talk it over.
That's a smart play. And we will take a timeout as well. Coming up, big play for the Owls.
Family owned and operated since 1959, The Beacon Restaurant is the gathering place in Oxford for family and friends. Come in, grab a seat with a familiar face for a down-home breakfast and a fresh cup of coffee. You might even hear a lie or two. Breakfast not your thing? Then try our signature plate lunches. For service with a smile, come join us for any meal at the Beacon Restaurant on North Lamar in Oxford. And nah, we ain't got no sweet tea.
So I switched my car insurance to State Farm. I saved $480. You know what that is?
Yeah, don't say it.
You know what it is, right?
Yeah, don't.
It's a lot of dough.
Switch and you could save $480 with State Farm.
It's a lot of dough.
See if Marty Stark in Oxford can save you a lot of dough.
Get to a better state. State Farm.
Oxford Kubota is your one-stop shop for your farm or ranch. Whether you need a zero-turn mower, compact tractor, or the impressive M-Series cab tractor, Oxford Kubota can put together a package deal to fit your needs. We offer a fully stocked parts department and a service department with factory-trained technicians that can service your tractor, ATV, or UTV, regardless of the make or model. Come by for a test drive at 93 Highway 30 East, next to Oxford Farm and Ranch. Oxford Kubota.
We are back on DoresTV. I'm Browning Stubbs alongside Lawrence Dockery, and Marcus Evans, the quarterback for MUS, stays on the field. So it looks like they're lining up and going for two. And Lawrence, when the kickers are trained well and they'll probably make the extra points, I think this is the smart call by MUS.
This is a smart call. It's just it'll put them back up by 7. That way the touchdown, touchdown doesn't beat them.
So in motion. Oh, he fumbles the snap. And he will just fall on it, and he's taken down at the 25-yard line. So that's a win for the Commodores, and all it's going to take is a touchdown to upset the mighty MUS Owls. We'll take a timeout. Lafayette will receive the kickoff when we come back on DoresTV.
Hello, this is Gant Boone with Oxford University Bank. This day and age, it is hard to beat an original, much less an Oxford original, and that is exactly what you get with OUB. We have Casasa checking and savings accounts with ATM refunds nationwide, perfect for everyone, especially students. So whether you are a full-time resident of Oxford or just looking to get here as soon as you can, choose OUB. Live Oxford, Bank Oxford, Oxford University Bank, member FDIC.
You probably think Domino's pizza cheese comes out of a big plastic bag, and it does. But before it goes into that bag, our cheese was crafted to perfection by an award-winning mozzarella maker using milk from family-owned dairy farms. And we got help from a cheese technologist and a National Cheese Institute laureate award winner, which is really a thing. So order 2 medium, 2-topping Domino's pizzas for $5.99 each, and taste why you can't judge a cheese by its bag.
Welcome to Furniture World, home of the better buy. Get more selection with even more savings. If you're needing furniture for your home, apartment, or dorm room, we have the quality that you want at the prices that you can afford. We also have interest-free financing with approved credit, plus free delivery is available within our area. So come by and see why we're Oxford's #1 furniture store.
We're back on DoresTV. MUS leads 29-24 after the Neal touchdown, and maybe we'll get a little flashback Friday, a little Tay Owens kickoff return.
I wouldn't say no.
There's the kickoff, and that's kicked off returned by Rocket, who runs past the 10. He's got to be smart here. He's running outside. He's taken down around the 22-yard line. All right, Lawrence, so probably the final drive, especially with just one timeout remaining for the Commodores. If you're Coach Robertson, what do you start out with on this drive?
Well, we've seen so far this season, they've only ever had to really run a 2-minute offense on one occasion, and that was the second game of the season against Corinth. And to their credit, they ran a 2-minute offense to they ran it very well. They ran it to almost perfection, and only a botched snap on the field goal cost them, and that almost didn't cost them. They know how to run a 2-minute offense here. Now, there's a little bit more than 2 minutes, but we're going to call it a 2-minute offense because this is more than likely going to be the last drive of the game.
Devin Thomas looking for something, and he's pressured, and he's taken down to the 15-yard line. He should have just thrown the ball out of bounds.
That is one you really have to throw out of bounds. Now, A, the clock is still running, and B, you're behind the chains. This team does not do well when they're behind the sticks.
Tate Jones on the sack, 2.5 minutes to go. MUS 29, Lafayette 24. Second and 14 ball on the 18. They got to go the whole field to get the touchdown. Thomas takes the snap, throws it, and it's caught by Owens.
Big
hit. And then there's a shove there by number 21 of MUS. That's A.J. Hunt shoved Coker. A great catch by Tate Owens. Clock stops right now. Ball will be on the 38-yard line, 1st and 10. Clock is ticking now.
This is what makes football so awesome.
That's right, Lawrence. Glad to be in the business of calling it. As Thomas, he looks for someone looking.
Get rid of it.
You can't be happy there if you're a Lafayette fan.
That's the second sack on this drive, and now they got to burn their last time out.
They will. Lafayette will burn their...
The clock is still running.
I'm sure the coaches of Lafayette will talk to the press box about putting some more time on the clock.
Yeah, because they called that timeout.
Yeah,
they let 15 seconds run off the clock. Home cooking. Home cooking.
And we'll take a timeout. Lafayette still got the ball on their final drive coming up.
The next time those hunger pains hit you, head to the famous Bees Barbecue, as mentioned in The Blind Side, the movie. In Oxford for 15 years and voted #1 ribs in Oxford. We'll cater all occasions, no matter how small or large the crowd is. We also serve breakfast from 6 a.m. to 9:30. Open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Bees Barbecue. And don't forget to call about those tailgating trays, 662-236-7090. Bees Barbecue, the best ribs in Oxford. Looking for home, health, or vehicle insurance, let Farm Bureau handle them all. Lafayette County Farm Bureau Insurance will be glad to help with any insurance need you might have. With real claim service, stop in and see Wayne Perkins or call today, 234-6232. That's 662-234-6232. Oxford, Batesville, and Senatobia Rehabilitation have a professional treatment team including board-certified physical therapists, occupational therapists, athletic trainers, and personal trainers who use advanced technology and equipment to help you achieve optimal results. We provide physical therapy to patients of all ages, ranging from therapy for joint and sport injuries to stroke recovery or work-related injuries. Oxford, Batesville, and Senatobia Rehabilitation. Healing in motion.
And we're back at Hull Dobbs Field, home of the MUS Owls. MUS has a 29-24 lead earlier in the fourth quarter, just about a minute ago or so. Cole Neal scored to put the Owls up after Lafayette took the 24-23 lead.
We mentioned time running off the clock before going to that timeout. They put it back to 1:37. They added 6 seconds back to the clock.
Thomas looks and he passes complete, and it's lateral to Owens, so they lost a yard on that. That was wild.
I think it was trying so they could try and get out of bounds. I don't know why you would throw that ball anywhere other than the sideline or past the first down marker, because the clock is your enemy right now.
Great, nice play call, but just it didn't work out. Minute 20, clock is ticking, 3rd and 15. Thomas drops back. He's trying to find something. He throws, and it's going to be incomplete. And MUS wants grounding, but...
How can you ask for grounding there? That's just insanity. He's out of the tackle box.
Oh, wow. Bugsby was down the field where the 35-yard line was.
Even if there's no receiver, he was a mile and a half out of the tackle box. That is insane. That is an awful flag.
There's no way this is grounding. No way this is grounding. This is a game-changing call.
He's outside of the hash marks.
Look at it on instant replay.
Oh, that's awful.
Oh,
that is a crock.
Man, kids, I don't want to say anything. So they call intentional grounding against Devin Thomas. Questionable call, but
nothing questionable about it. That's just plain awful.
Brings it. That's a loss of down. 4th and 25. So the Commodores have got to get a miracle here. Defensive backs and the safety are deep for MUS. Just got to throw it deep to Kynes. See if they can get it. Here we go. Devin Thomas. They throw the screen pass. He's got to pull a Ray Rice here. And he picks up a few, and Lafayette will turn it over on downs, and that's going to do it as MUS. All they have to do is take a knee, and they'll have the victory. You know, what could have been if that wasn't called, just unfortunate.
That was an awful, awful intentional grounding call. You know, it's hard enough when you have to beat a really good football team, but when you got to beat the referees too, that's not fair. That's not good. And normally, I'm one of the guys who, you know, gives the referees the benefit of the doubt. There's no benefit of the doubt to be had there, as he was Clayton Busby was 4 yards away from that ball went, and B, Devin Thomas was a mile and a half outside of the tackle box. So to call that intentional grounding is just insane. That changed the course of the final drive. You know, maybe they don't get the 4th down. Maybe they don't pick up first down. Maybe they don't win the game. We don't know because of the awful intentional grounding call.
MUS survives and escapes this one. And the final is going to be 29-24 as did you say perennial emphasis?
Nemesis.
Nemesis, sorry. That's what the MUS play-by-play in the press box guy said as they'll travel to CBHS next week. So that's going to be it as MUS wins this one 29-24. And, you know, unfortunate how it ended, but let's quickly recap the game. The first half, the halftime was 14-10. The Commodores stayed in it with a touchdown by Tay Owens, and then halftime it seemed like everything was going south for the Commodores as Will Ard threw an interception, and he was tackled in the end zone for a safety. But the Commodores, they did not quit, Lawrence, as they ended up taking the 24-23 lead, and then unfortunately MUS on their final drive, Neal scored the touchdown that put them up, and then, you know, what could have been on that grounding call, but the final score reads 29-24.
Yeah, what could have been is not to beat the horse to death here. That was a terrible call by the officials, but that's part of the game. Pick your head up, move on for the next game and the next week.
DoresTV will broadcast our next Lafayette football game next week at Ripley on Friday night at 7 o'clock, and that's going to be our final for tonight. MUS takes this one 29-24. A great game by Lafayette, and there's a lot to take away from this one. For our executive producer, John Rawl, for our cameraman, Terry Sparks, Lawrence Dockery, I'm Browning Stubbs. Good night, and this has been a production of CRM Sports.
Family owned and operated since 1959, the Beacon Restaurant is the gathering place in Oxford for family and friends. Come in, grab a seat with a familiar face for a down-home breakfast and a fresh cup of coffee. You might even hear a lie or two. Breakfast not your thing? Then try our signature plate lunches. For service with a smile, come join us for any meal at the Beacon Restaurant on North Lamar in Oxford. And nah, we ain't got no sweet tea.
So I switched my car insurance to State Farm. I saved $480. You know what that is?
Yeah, don't say it.
You know what it is, right?
Yeah, don't.
It's a lot of dough.
Switch and you could save $480 with State Farm.
It's a lot of dough.
See if Marty Stark in Oxford can save you a lot of dough.
Get to a better state. State Farm.
Oxford Kubota is your one-stop shop for your farm or ranch. Whether you need a zero-turn mower, compact tractor, or the impressive M-Series cab tractor, Oxford Kubota can put together a package deal to fit your needs. We offer a fully stocked parts department and a service department with factory-trained technicians that can service your tractor, ATV, or UTV, regardless of the make or model. Come by for a test drive at 93 Highway 30 East, next to Oxford Farm and Ranch. Oxford Kubota.